What's going on? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geeked show, episode 172. And today we're going to be talking about Mickey 17, one of the most anticipated movies of 2025 for me. It's because I was like, yo, what the heck is this? I saw the trailer for it. I forgot what I was watching, but I was like, yo, this might go crazy. But before we get too deep into it, Chris, how you feeling today? Brody.
I'm amazing right now, man.
Oh, you're
PSG
amazing.
actually just beat Liverpool in the Champions League.
W.
I think it was round 16. But Liverpool was mega favorite. I mean, one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team. Yeah. And a squad with no Mbappe that was having a really great season anyway.
Because he playing with, what's the name now, right? He playing with Messi now?
No, he's playing on Real Madrid.
Oh, whoops.
But a team that literally lost him. I ain't gonna lie, they looking prime. They looking prime to have an elite matchup. Link back up with Real Madrid, and it's gonna be interesting. I don't know if a team can beat them right now. I'm not gonna lie. Because they played them tough last week, and then this week, and then today, they went there in Liverpool and handled business. So still a lot of games to go, but man, was that exciting win. So I'm in a great mood. G, how you doing today?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I don't got any news like that, but that's what's up. Free agency going crazy, I guess, for other teams, but not my team. But you know, it is what it is. Still interesting to see how the season is going to end up next year. But
we still got the draft.
I mean, we don't got a 4th round pick, so
forget them picks.
Yeah, you know, who knows what might happen. But let's jump right into this thing. Mickey 17. Chris, like, what the heck was this movie, bro? This joint was weird. This show got weird, bro. But it was fun. I just want to know, like, what did you expect this movie to be like? Did you see the trailer or anything like that?
I will say this movie was nothing like what I expected. Not even close to what I thought from the trailer. And man, was it a different satirical type humor.
My kind of comedy.
Trying to hit a lot of different subjects in a single movie. And when I saw the trailers initially, I was just like, oh, that's a really cool concept and interesting way to go about it. That might be a real fun movie. Well, I watched this movie and it was a lot of plot points flying left and right. Very weird, there's a lot of words that can describe this movie. And I was definitely interested to see what your thoughts were on this when you walked out, because I remember seeing the trailers multiple times and I was like, okay, it's a little strange, but I like the concept. It looks kind of funny. I definitely feel like I'll like that movie. But how did you feel watching the trailer and then finally walking out the theater? Like your impressions of like the trailer, then your impressions of like what you saw.
Impressions of the trailer, like I said, I was like, oh, Robert Pattinson, that's Batman, right? Okay, like it's a clone type situation, Expendables type situation. But I was just walking out the theater, I was like, bro, this is not the movie I thought I was gonna see. You know, like not at all. Like this joint went completely left from what I was expecting. Just because it was more, I feel like this movie is an acquired taste. Like that's how kind of I would describe it, because it has like a lot of different things in it, like you were saying, that and other scenarios would be like very interesting, and how other things that was like, okay, what are we doing? What's
hmm
who thought of this? Like, personally, I thought they were gonna go in the direction of it being like more of a what's that movie? Uh, where Lindsay Lohan was the twin girls. Long time ago. Parent Trip. I think it's Parent
Parent
Trip.
Trap.
Parent Trap. Yeah, Parent Trap. I thought it was gonna be that, where they were just gonna get up to some mischief, you know. And it was like, even though they're not technically twins, they're the same person, but I thought it was gonna be more of what we saw in the explanation of like what a multiple is, when they
Yeah.
explained it, versus like what we got, which was like freaked out, but also like, I guess this is for better, like better good, or I don't know. I don't know. It like my brain just was going all over the place while watching this joint, because like I think the beginning of the movie is very strong, in a sense of like you understanding the world and like what has led to this moment. But after that, after it goes from like they do the little title screen where it's like from 17 to 18, and then it's like half and half. That's where the movie's just like, yeah, you thought we were going this way. Now, actually, we gotta go take this U-turn real quick. We gotta switch it up. So that's kind of where I was at with it. Leaving the theater. Um, so, did you like the beginning of the movie though? Like how they set it
I
up?
thought the beginning was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I do think they spend quite a lot of time establishing the world, the rules, all that type of stuff,
Yeah.
because they went through quite a lot of like, okay, what is in Mickey is
Mm-hmm.
expendable. He pretty much signed his life away to be pretty much like a test dummy in the universe, and then whatever the corporation or the church wanted him to do, he would like go out and do. And if he
The
died,
church.
they'd learn from it.
Yeah.
And essentially, this is the 17th version, and mistakes happen, and the 18th one gets accidentally printed.
Mm-hmm.
And they spent a lot of time establishing what was going on, establishing him and his best friend situation on how they got put into space, establishing his role and then his girlfriend's role on the expedition, what they're doing on this expedition,
Yep.
establishing Mark Ruffalo's uh,
Hierarchies.
Donald Trump impersonating
Yo, you thought that too? Okay,
caricature.
I'm not crazy. I'm
Um,
not crazy. I was thinking that same thing. I'm like, yo, why is he doing that thing?
yeah.
I was just like, bro, this is weird. What is this?
I mean, there was a lot that they had to establish, um,
Mm-hmm.
which I did think they did a good job establishing, and I understood all the reasonings.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is going on really long. Like, this is
Mm.
because I felt like I seen the trailer, and I felt
Yeah.
like how
I knew
I was
what was going to
halfway through the
happen.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dang, we're halfway through the movie, and Mickey 18 is
Mm-hmm.
now getting like kind of rolling, where I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
now the movie's gonna start picking up. But I swear it was at least halfway through. So
Yeah.
I did like the how they set it up. I just thought it was pretty boring.
Okay.
Um, and it was losing me that first half.
Yeah. I think for me, I just like understanding like every little minute thing.
Yeah.
Like the just having more context to, each character and how we got there. Um I thought the politics and the, you know, structure of like their society would play more of a factor into why, Mickey 18 and Mickey 17 wouldn't get along. But it was more so just like we had Mickey and then we had Batman. Like, like
Kinda in a way.
Mickey 18 was just like a rage monster, bruh.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, like I could see like
Yo,
this
he
is
was a
good
little
for.
slick. I was like, hey, wait a minute. You just talked to me in my face, and then Then
Yeah,
my woman done pulled up, and you was like a whole different. Hey, let's go to the
bro.
back. Like I was like, whoa,
I was like,
18.
dang, this is nuts. Like this is crazy, bro. And it's like and it was off that oxy too.
Yeah, that was that. They had a
So
lot in this movie.
that's an understatement, bro. That's an understatement. Cause it's like you were saying, like I feel like we saw a lot in the trailer, but one of the major portions of it we didn't see anything of it. So like when we got there, it's kind of a curveball, but it was like a long standing or like a long play, like long game type situation. And that was with the creepers, which is like um they're not aliens because they are from this planet of that they're calling Niflheim, which is crazy because I'm playing God of War right now. Uh, the creepers are like these little animals or whatever that
Yeah,
are like puppies, but also like cows and roly polies at the same time.
yep, pretty much roly
And
polies.
yeah, and they can talk. So it's the way they set it up. It's like, oh, this is the end for him, and it's not, you know. And then it's like, okay, we just forget about them for now. Like they kind of put them in the back burner, and then it's like, no, the whole end of the movie is just about them
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to coexist and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, what movie are we making here? You
Yeah,
know, like they I feel like they started making like a very different story halfway through once we got to the point where it's like we can't really use the gimmicks we used earlier because we already used them. And they're stuck on a ship, so how many different ways can we make them like, you know, take advantage of having a multiple versus the conversation that they actually had, which is like, are you even human anymore once you become an expendable? Because they don't treat you like you're human. And all anybody ever asks you is what it feels like to die. So there's a lot of like big ideas that we kind of just get to sit with throughout the movie, and then there's just like gross stuff happening at the same time that's either funny or just like what is that? Like, you know?
bro.
So that's kind of like my big takeaway from it. Like I enjoyed watching the movie because it's my kind of comedy, but it's like there's certain parts where I was just like, man, what the heck is going on? You know?
Yeah, I definitely think it's like a satirical take on like capitalism, big corporations, and greed. Mickey being like a expendable
Mm-hmm.
person, and pretty much them exploiting them. And then they use a lot of those elements to, criticize a lot of things in society. Um, Even like the whole guy leading the way, he was like a two-time loser in the election. So instead of like
Yeah.
working out his problems on Earth, he decided to go make his own colony in space and just
Colt.
destroy the people because what are they called, creepers,
Oh
because
yeah. Yep.
so there's just a lot of
For
you
the
can nitpick
story, for
this.
the quote unquote history that they're making, when it's
Yeah, yeah.
like y'all are
There's just a
barely
lot of
surviving.
different small stories that they wanted to say in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think just like the satirical elements, the parody elements of it, for me personally, it just didn't work. Um, and it's just definitely not like my cup of tea movie. Like I could
Mm-hmm.
definitely see someone who would really like the movie. But for me, it's just it. As soon as it started getting very zany with a few characters, and like sometimes their mannerisms or reasonings were just really over the top or really exaggerated for like uh a purpose. Like they wanted to make this like a known thing that you could talk about in like like this type of settings. Like what does this mean? What does this mean
Yeah.
for society? It was just very
Out of
like maybe you
place.
could have done it. Yeah, maybe you could have done it in a different way, but it is, to me, it's a much more satire, um, parody type movie. So I get it.
Yeah.
It's just not. I just don't think it's for me. So as it kept
Yeah.
going on, it kept getting like zanier and crazier. And like you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
the whole creeper storyline would come in and out of play. And then when I look at like the movie as a whole, like sometimes these plot points just come back up to wrap it up or quickly
Mm-hmm.
rehash it. Like the whole reason why they're in space, they're escaping some uh loan shark from a failed
Yeah.
business, and it just pops right back up in the middle of nowhere in the film. And I'm like,
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like because that was Stephen Young's character or Young's character. And bro,
there's just a lot of
it's
storylines that they're trying to say something that I get. They are saying something, but
yeah.
it's just like in a single movie, already doing all these like not like over the top scenes. It kind
Mm-hmm.
of feels like an SNL in space, or maybe this movie would have done better if it had like 4-part segments of like a show, so we
Okay.
can explore these characters more. But in a single movie, it was like they spent half of it establishing the rules, and then
Mm-hmm.
the next half is kind of like trying to get to a place. And like you said, the creeper elements just became way more on the forefront. And then they're like, "Oh, we just gotta blow up these creepers." And like the dude was on the planet, and he was like, "Oh, we just got to do it." I'm
Yeah.
like
This is
none
what
of
this
this
is what
is.
this is what heroes are made of type beat. But let me ask you this, bro. If it wasn't a narrative or narrator driven story, do you think it would have been better? Because I think that's like the whole kind of point of like the way that they made it
Yeah, it's definitely
like
the whole
this.
point why they made it like this. It's just, to me, it's just too many.
Okay.
Like they had scenes where Mickey was trying to deal with trauma from his past. I guess his mom died from him pushing a button in a car.
Yeah,
And
that
it's
was
like
random.
normally, yeah, normally in movies, like stuff like that's supposed to come back, like maybe more of his memories get triggered or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they even have like questions like what does it mean to be like a person, or it's just
Yeah.
like, to me, it's just too many of these elements.
Yeah.
You're making a movie, but you're trying to ask too many questions.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, when you had a clone type experience, you could have gone with this one type of storyline and then made a really fun take with having the same person swapping in and out, in and out, in and out. And for some reason, I feel
Yeah.
like that was scrapped for this version.
And it looked like they were going to go there.
Yeah, and that's why I
Like,
agree with you. Like
yeah.
they went 100% left, because they
Yeah.
really could have said any storyline from what
Mm-hmm.
we got from the trailer, because the trailer doesn't really kind of reveal what really is happening. All we know is the
Yeah.
dude's a clone and he's dying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
which is
now they
already
still
yeah, and that's already a pretty cool premise. So once we
mm-hmm.
get into the story, you're kind of wondering how they're gonna play with this, in a like what storyline they're gonna use to play with this concept of clones. And it's just like, man, did you really hammer home one of them, or are you just trying to just make a big?
Yeah. Because, like, personally, I think the characters work.
I like the characters.
I
No,
think
I
the
like the
characters,
actors.
yeah, the actors, I think the actors work. But I think the approach to it being like from Mickey 17's perspective is kind of where it goes wrong. Even though I enjoy that style of like telling a story. Because if we were ever to be able to get inside of Mickey 18's head, and it'd be a shared consciousness, then it could have been a little bit more interesting where it's like they have the whole twin telepathy thing. Or even like if they kept going on the road that I thought they were, where they were going to end up splitting up and like sharing days or whatever, and them kind of like continuously going on with this whole expendable thing until they just weren't ready to like until they couldn't keep the secret anymore, and then that is when boom, we get the plot of you shouldn't be in charge anymore. You're a crazy man. Like they're human. You can't just do this or do that.
Yeah.
Like because they did have like certain experiments or certain tests for Mickey, essentially like when they were kind of like reprogramming him to just be able to go through this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And like you got to be willing to do this, willing to do that, because it's like if I don't know what happened with 18 where like his kind of brain chemistry changed, whereas like the other ones seemed very like every Mickey up until him seemed like very like much the same, and as far as like their mannerisms and stuff like that, like not very confident, not very like you know up to the task. I don't know a better way to explain it. Like
Yeah,
because
but I mean, I get what you're saying. Like his character is much different, but even then, the direction with this movie was not about like the multiple Mickeys or the different personalities of the Mickeys. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
we briefly see all the Mickeys die,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get 17 and 18 story, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, dang, man. From the trailer, I really liked the idea of like maybe we'll see how these Mickeys die. You know, maybe we'll see like why 17 is important. Like
Mm-hmm.
it, and I feel like maybe I've seen versions of that um type of story, but it
Yeah.
just felt like there was a better if you're gonna have a clone story, there's a better way to do it. And even they
And
presented that
it's
weird,
so much in the like sci-fi too.
yeah,
So it's like, oh, it's something bigger going.
yeah, like I was really wondering when they brought in that story about how the first cloning process worked, and then
Mm-hmm.
there was two, and one committed a murder, and he had a great alibi,
Mm-hmm.
only for there to be like three.
3. Yep.
Like that was more interesting than
Yep.
what we got. I was
And they were
like,
all had the same demeanor.
yes, and I was just really wondering, like, are we gonna? Is that gonna relate to the movie? Is that gonna
Yeah.
relate to somehow like the big the Mark Ruffalo's character? Was it
Mm-hmm.
Marshall? Is he like a
Yeah.
multiple clone thing? And we're not gonna talk about
Well,
that
they said
weird
that was a
ending
dream. He
dream.
said that was a dream. So
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like I just feel like they got too much in their own mind of like we want to make this parody reference to this social issue and
mm-hmm.
also this one and then also this one and then they're like how the heck do we put a movie together now? And it kind of
Yeah.
lost me with like the fun that I thought I would enjoy from the trailer.
Yeah.
Um and that
Like
sucks because like you said,
once they landed and they went on that one trip and then Shorty got bodied,
mhm,
that changed the energy of the whole
yeah, the tone it's
situation.
off.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, where like what's actually happening right now? Like obviously it's not Mickey's fault that she died.
Yep.
And if she does die, then your whole like food situation shouldn't be as like because it was talking about that too. Like they only have enough rations for a
Yeah.
certain amount of time. Like not to say that her death is meaningless, but it's like the concept of what it means to be expendable. But then they do something
Yeah.
that causes their own demise. It's like, well, what could he have done? And
Yeah,
why
yeah.
is
They were just blaming like Mickey, like the lowest of the lowest for the
yeah.
reasons why now their society's having problems. And like that's cool in a concept, but
Mm-hmm.
like as a movie, I'm like, okay, like so where are we going from here? And it just kind of feels like, oh no, that's what I wanted to say. Now we're
Yeah.
gonna go to the next scene of like what I want to say. And I'm like,
Mm,
nah, I need it to interweave overall and like
yeah.
as we
They
go on.
tried to
Like
save it at the end.
yeah, I
Where
feel like that. They like patched it up a little bit or
yeah, where he was
not
like,
in
oh, so you do feel fear, so you are human.
yeah,
And
like
then he was like,
exactly, bro.
doesn't matter. Wow.
It, it, and that's
So
where it makes me think like I could definitely see someone really really liking the movie.
yeah.
But me watching it, I was just like, this is just the humor already wasn't for me, but the way they're going about this, it was so drastically different from the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a few elements that I'm like, I kind of like that better as a movie. There's a few elements where I'm like, why is this plot point even in the movie now?
Yeah.
Like, and like you said, there is some patchwork towards the end, or this rushing to a story with the creepers. And I'm just like, I feel like they lost it. I feel like they lost it somewhere in development.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with the tone. And that's why I was excited for you to watch it and kind of get your feedback coming out of the theater.
Yeah. But like coming out the theater, I was like, yo, that was still pretty good. Because it was weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the spot I'm in where it's like, bro, like even though like some of it doesn't really like all like you saying like have that smooth kind of transition.
Yeah.
It was still like an interesting watch because I'm just like I want to see how it's going to end and what they kind of do. It's kind of how I felt about Fallout, where it's like everything's right there in your face as far as like explaining how like the ghoul works and like explaining like why it's important to stay in the vault and what's it mean to be like the adventurer or whatever. But it got to a certain point where it's like, okay, but why do I care?
Yeah.
Because if I don't care really about the character specifically, then all I really want to know is how we got here, like from the flashbacks. Then it's like, okay, why am I still watching it? You know? So like for this movie, it's more so I'm interested in the character and what it means to be a multiple for Mickey. But also I should be seeing how that is affecting everybody else as well, versus it being like, oh, they're a multiple. Whoops, we got an alien invasion on our hands now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a crazy jump off of what was initially supposed to be happening, which is like Mickey 18 going rogue and taking out the leader, Mark Ruffalo. Turned into like them discovering the creepers. And then it was like, oh no, it's up now. Take over your trap. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and even their response to it is like, if you don't give us this baby back, all y'all about to die. And I'm just like, I guess, you know, like as you should, you know, but it's like,
like I said, all those like the like the bare surface plot points were just for like a deeper like societal question. So it's like I get like it's supposed to be on purpose, like why it's supposed to go this way, why other people on the ship are acting this way and so stupid. Even like when they stole the baby and they're like, what are they doing down there? I'm like,
like Nasha went crazy at the end, right? She went from just being like the girlfriend to like, oh, revolutionary, like, you know, everything that you've been saying this whole time is BS, and you like Mickey's a person, and like you don't deserve what you have, and all this other stuff. And it's like we got to see finally that like they're each other's quote unquote person, but she's also seen him die multiple times and been there for him and grieved as much as she could, you know. But we don't get that till later on. So it's like in the moment it feels good, but it would have felt better if they had sprinkled it in earlier in like some of those deaths as far as like their whole romance.
Because but like, that's the weird thing. The deaths aren't aren't meant to be a thing in in the movie, because it was really just to show what an expendable was, and then boom, Mickey dies for 18 to be printed. So then it can start. But you know, it's just so weird because I really thought we would have like a back and forth of Mickey dying here, Mickey dying there. You know, we feel for these Mickey clones more, and that's just not what we got.
If they had did what they had did for the inventor, for them, like don't even have to be a super long instance, but like give us some time of them figuring out. But it's like as soon as they saw each other, it went from, oh, me done messed up, to like, nah, I want to be the one to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like it instantly went there, and then, you know, for them to kind of like, they didn't want to get caught, but it's like the whole the whole Timo situation, like him pulling up and like disrupting what they had going, was just like, oh, Batman's here now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like I guess this is his personality, and this was like probably before. Yeah, this was before him and Nasha reconnected. 18 and Nasha reconnected. So it's like, bro been alive for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's all he cared about. you know?
I think it was 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours. I think it.
Yeah, but still, like, because
he got some memories, bro. He got some memories.
No, he has all of the memories.
Yeah,
they uploaded in the brick, but it's just like,
he was ready. He was
it's
like,
another Tuesday. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
like that's really what it was. And at first, I thought it was like a real tonal shift, because it was like, up until that point, it felt like Mickey's schedule was super regimented, where it's like they're worried about every single little thing that he does, because like the whole point of him being expendable was that they can test any and everything on him, so that, you know, when it's time for them to go out on the new world or whatever, they would be able to survive, and everybody would be good. And the scientists sucked, so they were messing up all the time, you know. And through their discoveries, they found different cures for different things and learned as much as they could. And it's like, bro, after they had linked, it seemed like nobody cared what Mickey was doing anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like his story kind of dragged out like after the whole dinner scene with the Jello steak. You know, so this joint is
even at that dinner, they had the whole like other person wanting Mickey, and that led to nothing.
Oh, Kai.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like,
she wanted Mickey, but she didn't want Mickey for Mickey, though. That makes sense. It's only because
it had no point in the story.
Well, yeah, it had. The only point was that so that she could be the one that walks in to discover that there's multiples, and then that be the thing that takes everything for a nosedive. Because if she doesn't walk in, then we might get the scenarios that we're talking about. But her whole wanting to be with Mickey is only because they have a shared trauma, which was losing her friend, which was her friend, but was really probably more than a friend that she lost. And then it was just like, you're here, we're here. It's like they all, like everybody there, they had a whole like no sex rule that nobody abided by. But
yeah, that was something.
I was like, why do you even put that in there? And then it's like, wait, you know what? But when we get there,
yeah, I kind of feel it was like that was like also like the church references, like the practice abstinence, but then no one's practicing abstinence.
Weird, bro.
So it's just like it's like I feel like there are answers to each thing, like why this scene, why this scene. But when I watch it, I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is quite as. I don't know how to say it because I don't think it's quite like a dumb movie. It's like almost it's so in your face, and then I don't feel like it flows well enough.
It's like dang, it's a term. Fruit salad? No.
Oh.
Word salad? I don't know. But it's basically like they just give you a whole bunch of ideas to think about while you're watching the movie. And I feel like that's the experience. not so much like the resolution in the end, because it's like even the way it ended was just like, okay, I guess that's it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that ending at all. like at all.
Like ha ha ha, let's laugh into the black screen. Like we can destroy you all, but we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like it was like I was like, okay. Like so, cause like even the person that was like, it was like only one other person in the theater, and then they asked me, it was like, so what you think? I was like, I mean, I liked it, but it was, I don't know, like like that was my reaction, and then his reaction was like, yeah, I didn't see the trailer, so I didn't know what I was expecting going into this, but this was not it. But hey, it was still good though, and I was just like, yeah. I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really be mad at like any of the performances, but like you're saying, I think it's a plot thing, and a tone, and a make a decision type thing that it's like, man, we could really be different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can really do this. They're not gonna know what hits them, bro.
Yeah, it does seem a little too big brain for me personally. Mm-hmm. And like I said, the whole like the funnies, I didn't get enough funnies for me. Did you laugh quite a lot in this one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It's definitely not like my type of like
all the experiments, like the when like the printing process and just like the interactions between 18 and 17 was just funny to me.
Yeah.
Not so much like
that's why I feel like I'm like, I just don't think this is my type of movie. You know what I mean? Like, if someone really likes it, I could definitely see it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like you either like it or you hate it type of situation.
Yeah.
And it's like the reasons I don't like, the things I don't like, I'm not supposed to like, if that makes sense. So like I don't like Timo, aka Steven Yeun's character. I don't like Mark Ruffalo's character, but I'm not supposed to like them. You know, like things about them don't make sense, but they're
the sauce lady.
They're not. Yeah, like what's her obsession with sauce, bro?
Yo, it was overbearing. I was like, yo, this is.
I was like, there's no way this is your character.
Like that's what I was thinking the whole movie. I'm like, why is this character so obsessed with sauce?
At first, I thought she was the real mastermind, and what's her name was the face, but clearly that wasn't true. You know, and then I thought it was the priest man. And it's like, no, they're all just dumb. Like, they're all just like cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. No ad. And I don't know, bro. Like, and it's like, it's weird because it's like, even though I don't like Mark Ruffalo's character, his character did what they were supposed to do.
For sure.
You know? And as much as I hate to say it, like, him and Robert Pattinson got range.
But, yeah, Robert Pattinson definitely with this one has proven his last few movies, his range is crazy. He's going up there on some of the best actors right now. Yeah. So shout out to him.
And I don't know what it is about Steven Yeun, but I have not liked any of his characters that he's ever played, bro. Whether it's Mark
Grayson,
he's
a weak character. He's a weak character.
Whether it's Mark Grayson,
that's his best character for real.
Whether it's Timo, or the character from Walking Dead, bro. You remember his character in Walking Dead?
Yeah, he was a fan favorite though.
He did some shiesty, bro, and I didn't like it. After that, I was like, I'm not rocking with Cuz. So,
in real life, that's crazy.
I'm like, I'm not rocking with him, bro. But and he's supposed to. He might be playing Sentry too. But they said Sentry might be too strong for the MCU, bro. So we're gonna see. But yeah, man, that was weird, but it was like a good weird for me. Now, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here, bro.
Hey,
let us know what y'all think about this joint, because this was like,
let us know. I think this one can have a good spectrum.
Yeah, because like I only heard good things. Like people were like really excited to see this, and it's like after seeing it, it feel quiet. You know, like I've seen some people was like, "Oh, 10 out of 10." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, after I watched it, I literally wanted to message you so bad, but I was just like, what the heck?
Like, yeah, after I watched it, I was like, yeah, Chris not gonna like this. I was like, yeah, Chris is probably not gonna like this one. But you know, it is like, bro, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Like I thought, I was like, oh man, this is like, I was like, man, let me look up the director, bro. Did the director for Challenges make this one too?
I think the director's like a famous director, right?
I don't know. Bong Joon-ho or Jung-ho.
I know him from doing Parasite. Parasite's a really amazing movie.
Yeah, but Parasite's an anime though, right?
Huh? There's also a manga called Parasite, but the Parasite like movie he made is like a very like critically acclaimed one.
Is that the one with the train?
No, Train to Busan.
Oh,
that's crazy. That's
nobody clicked that. Delete.
No.
Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, I never saw it, so I was just guessing. There could have been a train on that movie. The fact that you knew exactly what I was talking about was hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I feel like that's it, bro.
Yeah, we could definitely deep dive into the story and stuff like that, but I just kind of feel like this is one of those you have to see. There's a lot of political and social commentary that's very relevant to today.
I feel like I needed to watch it again.
Yeah, there's a lot of commentary on colonization. What does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be like lower class citizen? What does it mean to be a part of a cult? What does it mean when the church feels like a corporation nowadays? Stuff like that. Is there a difference?
Restricting people's diets.
Yep. What's it mean to be an alien when the aliens were already on their own planet? So technically they're not aliens. We're the aliens. Like it's a lot of stuff you can definitely write essays on from different scenes.
And why was a chainsaw 2 and 1? You know? Like it could have been in the future, but why would you need 2?
That's a good question. Because more is better. Maybe that's the commentary on it too. You know?
I don't know. I was really gonna let loose though. She said,
yeah. Definitely in the future when another pod does a mega deep dive, it's gonna be like, oh, but for me,
yeah,
it fell flat for me, man. It fell flat for me.
Heard you. So what would you score it, bro? What would you give it a score?
I'd give this one a 4.
Oh.
I definitely wouldn't recommend someone to go see it.
That's higher than I was expecting.
Oh, really?
I thought it was 3 or less, bro. That's what I was thinking for you.
It could have been a 3. I just think that there are a lot of elements that it's not like stupid on purpose. Like it's stupid parody stupid or stupid satirical stupid. And I do wonder if the end like they know what they're doing. I just don't think it was done well, and I don't think it was that funny. And then the end feels like it was like patchworked, where I feel like they were trying to go to a different direction and they switched it up or something. So it was just weird. But I'm gonna give it a 4. Amazing acting from majority of the cast in this one. They played some weird characters. Robert Pattinson.
Yep.
Is amazing. 10 out of 10 performance because his versions of Mickey 17 and 18 were crazy.
I was like, yo, how he make this voice?
You know? Yeah, the whole voice the whole time.
What does he really sound like? You know?
Yeah,
Like I don't know.
he's committing, and this is one of those like fun type characters that you
Yeah.
had to change up your whole style.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't recommend someone go see this in theater. I would definitely wait a long time to see it.
Dang.
Um, I do think it has some interesting themes and elements to talk about, but
Mm.
I definitely don't think it's one that you would tell someone that you watched. I think if you both just happen to stumble like, yeah, I watched Mickey 17. What did you think? I think that the reaction you gave when you talked to the person in theater, like, I mean, I liked it. Like, I feel like that's
Yeah. It's like I think I liked it.
yeah, it's like this weird. After you see it, I don't know. I
I
don't know
know I
what.
did not like it,
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I don't think it quite um hit the execution that it needed uh to land, and whatever it cost to make this movie,
Mm.
yo, they ain't making that money back
Dang.
because
What if they do though?
yeah, what if they do?
It was 118 million budget. The budget.
Doomed, doomed,
Mm.
doomed. I can't wait to see the box office scores on that. But yeah, I'll give it a 4. How you feeling about it, G?
I liked the movie, and
Mm.
I think I'd watch it again. And I would actually recommend people to go see it
Wow.
just because I want to know what you think. Like I want to know, like like when you said the Donald Trump thing, I was like, bro, I was thinking the same exact thing when you said
Yeah, I
Mark
think it's
Ruffalo's
obvious.
characters were supposed to do that. Yeah. Now I
I
gotta,
mean,
yeah. But I also was I'm also in between now that we had talked about it, because it's like, even though we didn't really dive super in depth into like the story, because it's like that's not really the point. I'm like, bro, I think this is one of those movies that are like not good, but I like it a lot.
mhm.
You know? So I would give it an 8, bro. I think it's good.
Nice.
I think it's good. Um, but it's like you have to test the waters of like when you're talking about it to somebody. So it's like I don't be like, yo, I wouldn't be like, yo, you gotta go see Mickey 17. It's like I wouldn't be like that, bro. I'd be like, yo,
That's funny.
hey, Chris, did you hear about that Mickey 17 movie? Did you happen to see that? That's how I pose it. You know what I'm saying? And if they were like,
Yeah.
that joke was trash, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. I got a few friends'
right.
reactions that would probably be that. Like, yo,
You
that
know?
joint trash. Like,
Or somebody was like, oh man, I loved it. That show was so cool. I was like, yeah, that was fun, huh? Like,
yeah.
that kind of be how I pose it, but it's not like to me there wasn't enough bad stuff that was like blatant that would make
Mhm.
me go like super low. I enjoyed the actual act of watching the movie. I was invested in seeing how it ended. I'm not a fan of how it ended, but I was still like locked in though. I was like, yo, this joint is crazy. What the heck is going on? So yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that made this joint, bro. And what kind of sauce was it?
And
But
one more thing on it.
yeah.
I will say, uh, this movie is unique,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of feel um, that pressure on movies like this.
Mm.
Like they like you have to already have done like a masterpiece to go out there and do a movie all the way to the left.
Yeah.
And then like that I think this is
I
the risky ledge, you know?
Yeah, I feel like this is like uh what's that movie that Mark Ruffalo was in, that one too, with that girl Emma Stone. Uh it was on Prime. Dang, let me look it up real quick.
Poor little Poor Things.
Poor. Yes.
Yeah.
Poor Things. Yes.
I didn't see that one. That got a lot of good reviews, right?
Yes. People really like this movie, but it's one of those movies that is like, yo, you really have to watch it, and it's very weird, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it's like, but like directly after that, that same director got another movie where it's like, it's not the same thing, but it's in the same realm, and it's the same actors in it with some additions, but it's like similar actors, similar thing. It's kind of like whenever a director and an actor kind of like link, where it's like now they do everything together. I feel like that's one of those this movie is another one of those situations where they can really take a risk, because it's not like,
I definitely feel like it's one of those risk ones.
Yeah, they're not dealing with a historic franchise or something like that. That like if they mess up, it's like they ruin their career. It's like, no, they took a chance on this one, and because they took a chance on this one, this next movie that they make is gonna be even more like crazy. You know, like
most likely
more like esteem.
Yes, yeah, I feel like that's exactly it. Like they're swinging for another home run. For me, they missed it, but it's more of like, because we see this big range, in my opinion, that this movie's gonna have with viewers. The next movie is gonna be more concise, and it's gonna be like one of those masterpiece type movies.
Yeah, I definitely think if this came out on streaming first, it'd be top 10. Like on the top 10 list. Like as far as like
for sure.
Like people, like that's what I'm saying. Like people will be like flocking to go see.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like if they were released this on the election week, it'd have been crazy. It'd have been like the craziest thing ever. But
actually crazy.
Yeah,
that and Daredevil, bro.
There was a lot of like similarities to real life in this one movie that I could not believe was in. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is happening?
Why are you doing stuff like this, bro? Like, what is wrong? Like, what's going on?
But I just want to put that out there, because unique films like this do get knocked often, and I know I knocked it. But it shouldn't stop them from like getting funded and trying new things, because that's what makes movies.
For sure. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. What would you rate Mickey 17? And do that. Subscribe, like, share. What you geeked about, bro?
I got two separate things.
I got two phones. My phone.
The first one, it's kind of weird that you brought it up. I've been watching Parasite for the first time, and that's pretty interesting. Oh yeah. That anime is pretty interesting.
Okay.
I've been in my anime bag recently.
You have.
I've been going through Chainsaw Man. Crazy.
Manga.
Yep. Crazy. Yeah. I'm currently being blocked by one of the volumes not reaching my house, and I have all the other ones afterwards. So I'm like,
you stuck.
I'm stuck, and it sucks. But Parasite, it's actually pretty good. I'm gonna probably wrap it up sometime this week. And then there's something on HBO Max I just recently saw. I think it's like a Kobe documentary.
I got that on my watch list. It came on TV like last week or something like that.
Oh yeah. I was really interested to see that. Because I guess it's like mixing.
It's like CNN made it or something like that.
It's like so it's real life documentary of how he grew up.
Like all the old footage.
Yeah, all the old footage, and that's why I was like, oh yeah.
But what's the narrative going to be? Because they can't mess with my goat, bro. You know?
Yeah, I just think it's gonna just be the videos of him growing up, videos of him doing stuff. and I just think it's going to be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came out of nowhere, so that's probably something I will watch this week. And last thing, March Madness is gonna be starting next week, so it's time to get rolling. Duke going crazy. We already know them. But Maryland
both teams.
Maryland,
the girls
they have a chance.
Girls won ACC too.
The Duke girls,
they won an ACC championship last week. But now the men gotta do it, but they're gonna lose.
They gonna lose. Yikes! Hey, maybe Clemson will get it done. But yeah, I'm excited for March Madness this year. I actually think it's gonna be a good tournament. I think there's actually like 7 to 8ish teams that genuinely have a chance to win this year. So maybe the top 3 number 1 seeds won't be making it to the Final Four. And I'm excited for the Terps because I actually think that team can actually make some noise this year.
Yeah, but UMD is a basketball school.
They're getting it together again.
Girls been good, but
yeah, the NIL market, man, it's so hard to figure it out right now because I feel like these schools will it's gonna still take a few more years for them to really roll out. Okay, this is what we do. Because they're trying to beg Cooper Flag to come back. I'm like, bro, this is gone. It's that train is left.
Yeah, because it's also you gotta think about too, like for the people that aren't Cooper Flag, where it's like they come there expecting to be possibly one and done, or if we talk football, play 3 years and be done. How do these payouts work?
Yeah, because like when I don't go one and done, my stats are solid. Some other team's gonna give me even more NIL than y'all just gave me, and then they go to another school. So it's just like really, it's a weird space to see how college rosters are gonna shape out going into the future. But in my opinion, I do think this year we got some good top teams that all can make a run. I'm not gonna say it's because of NIL, but I will say that it looks like this year's shaping up to be pretty good.
All of them got a bag, bro. Just who's going to dish it out? That's the real question.
Yeah. But what you geeked about, G?
God of War Ragnarok. At 150 deaths. I don't know what the average is, but I feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing something. Even though the game mega old, but it's like I'm gonna beat it. I don't know when, but it's finna happen.
Oh, like it's soon. It's
soon,
that, right?
You say that, but it's like I'm nowhere close to 100% in the game. Yeah, I'm like 50%, close to 50%, as far as like what the PlayStation say. But it's like once I beat this game, then I still got Star Wars, and then Assassin's Creed, the Japan joint coming out, and a whole host of other things that I haven't played. And I'm like, yo,
Harry Potter.
I don't think I'm going back to that. I don't think I'm going back to that. Because it's like, I'd rather be a protagonist in the sense of like a character than like make my own character and then go through the story.
Yeah.
Because it just don't hit the same. Like, they treat me like I'm him, but I ain't done no him things yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What are we really talking about? Like, I don't know. And then what else? Next, Novocaine. Novocaine comes out this week. And I'm super excited to see that. I'm also gonna watch The Accountant for the first time. And I'm also so I can be ready for The Accountant 2. Cause that looks insane. And I'm watching The Recruit right now. and it's just as good as season 1. But it's like the stakes are just as high, but it's still not like the same because it's not as like personal as the first one felt, you know. And I feel like that's what happens in season 2s with these types of shows, because it's like, dang, hey, Merc shorty off, and I'm like, dang, what we gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we gonna do now? So, I'm enjoying that. And anything else? Nah. I got a whole one, like you said, like the Kobe doc. I got like stuff like that in the tuck that I'm gonna watch, and just solo leveling, like the same stuff I've been saying, bro, every week.
Yeah.
You know, because why he ain't getting on that boat? He wants to make an entrance. I already know where it's going, bro. I already know. And Sakamoto Days is still really good. And it's just like a lot. Like I still got to get back to One Piece. I'm gonna hit a streak. I'm gonna hit a streak at some point where I'm gonna catch up. But I just gotta commit again. You know, that's the thing. I gotta commit again. But that's really it, bro. You know,
tough.
My Cowboys ain't doing nothing.
Sorry, man.
People doubting my Buckeyes as well.
And, I don't think so.
people is ducking them, bro. Or not ducking them. They what did I say? Doubting. They doubt them because of the whole defense situation and Matt Patricia, and like, are they going to jail? Are they going to do this? We're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think they don't got nothing
Julian
to talk
saying
about.
Drop back that first time and throw a tutty. It's over with. It's over with for everybody. Arch Manning, who, bruh? We're finna spoil the parade. That first game, bruh. No Arch era, bruh. No Arch era. It's over with after game 1. All right, I'm done.
With confidence.
I'm done. I had to cook real quick. I had to cook. But yeah, appreciate y'all for listening. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit subscribe button, follow us on all the socials, and we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.